Divorce happens. In fact, it happens to almost 50% of first marriages. So let's talk about it. Welcome to Divorce Happens, a podcast to educate, inspire, support, and yes, make you laugh through divorce and beyond so that you can start fresh on the next phase of your journey. Remember, divorce happens, and then we start fresh.
You get divorced. You get divorced.
Getting divorced?
I'm getting a divorce.
You're getting a divorce.
Because she's getting a divorce.
So what if I get divorced?
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to Divorce Happens, the show where we support you before, during, and after divorce with education, inspiration, and a little bit of laughter. Because as we know, divorce happens and then you start fresh. And we're here with one of our Fresh Starts experts, Lizzy. Lizzy, can you introduce yourself and tell us all what you do?
Of course. Well, actually, it is what we do because everything I do is all about relationships, communication, and that includes the end of relationships. So I'm Lizzy Gobst. I'm a relationship expert and I'm an EFT tapping practitioner. And I just want everybody to know about that technique because it's helped me so much. And I use it the most for relationship stuff. And so when I'm working with singles and couples, my main goal is to change the underlying habits because I can definitely Hermione out and do all the research and all the information. And that doesn't help us when we're in the heat of the moment or when we're just really feeling something. We need the same kind of habit change that motivates people to do really, really, really big things in those moments. So I work one-on-one, two-on-one, and I also create a ton of really rich programs. Right now, I'm working on one called Ambivalent about finding the courage in indecision, because that can be such a draining place, but also such a powerful place. And I'm sure people listening can relate to that. So that's me.
Is that a real word or did you make that up?
Oh, I totally made it up. I mean,
I love that.
Yeah. I mean, It comes from ambivalent.
Yeah, right. Right. Ambivalent.
Putting the I in.
Yeah. No, I love it. Yeah. I love that. So I know what EFT is. I'm actually trained in EFT also. I love EFT. But can you explain for people listening? They're like, what the heck is she talking about? What is EFT?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, and you probably know this, it almost seems too good to be true when you describe it because you're just using your fingers to create percussive motions on your body. There's no fancy lights. There's no we are trained, but you actually don't have to be trained to do this. You can walk away from this episode and use EFT on yourself. Kids can do it. You could do it on your animals. So basically, you're creating this percussive motion on your body so that you create an internal experience of relaxation and agency and creativity. And while we do that, knocking around, we're talking out loud about the problem or the way we want things to be so that it's almost like a Bluetooth pairing where we're associating the feeling of relaxation and power with the problem, the quote unquote problem that we're now going to see a ton of possibilities around. So it's a way to basically increase insight if there's something that you're anxious about, but you have no idea why, which can create its own anxiety. I'm anxious and I should know why and blah, blah, blah.
Totally.
It's also for the things that you know exactly why you're anxious about and you want to either reduce your anxiety or just accept the anxiety. That's a great outcome of EFT also.
Yeah.
But it's also, just to figure out how to have the day that you want to have.
Okay. So how do you use this with clients?
Yeah. So actually, I have this on my desk still from yesterday. This is an Etch-a-Sketch for those of you who are just hearing the audio. And sometimes what EFT does is it kind of shakes up your Etch-a-Sketch. Now, we have all of these subconscious beliefs that we don't necessarily know about. That's what makes them subconscious. And Carl Jung has this amazing quote that until you make the subconscious conscious, it will rule your life and you'll call it fate. And
Mm.
so when we do tapping, the way that I use it is somebody will describe to me, like, hey, I feel really stuck. I'm not sure what to do. I might want to do this. I might want to do this. Here's the problem with this. Here's the problem with this. And I will walk them through a sequence where I'm almost always just using their language. And I'm saying, I'm tapping on my hand. They're tapping with me. And I'm saying, I feel really stuck and I don't know what to do. And even though I feel stuck, I choose to love, accept, and forgive myself. And that's the very beginning, because we actually paradoxically can't make any changes until we accept what already is there. I like to think of it as, when your printer can kind of tell when you're in a rush. And it's like, no, thanks. I'm not going to be doing the printing. Your subconscious is the same way. And so I'm not even kidding about this. One time I actually said to my printer when it was having a moment, I was like, you are doing such an amazing job, printer. And right when I said that, it started going.
Yep.
And so, that's the beginning. And then what I would do is take them through, maybe this goes back even further than this issue.
Right.
Maybe with my parents, it was really hard to speak my voice without worrying I would make them mad.
Right.
And we would just go through all of that and then talk about how we want things to be instead.
I love that. Now, you work virtually with people?
Virtually, yeah.
Virtually. And you work with couples and singles?
Yes. Yeah.
So how would somebody that's maybe post-divorce benefit from working with you?
So what happens when you're post-divorce is the action is kind of the first step. And then you sort of realize everything that was underneath that was actually making you nervous to do it in the first place. You're like, hello, here's all the stuff. And even things I remember even actually when I was changing my name when I got married and going to the court, because I actually changed all 3 of my names. I was like, hey, we're doing this anyway. Might as well make it fun. There's certain tasks and certain interactions that you might have during and after a divorce that you don't even realize are bringing up stuckness. Things like getting papers in the mail or, just needing to have a conversation with your former partner. And the way that I would help is as you're talking about that, we would look at what is stuck underneath and figure out how to etch-a-sketch it and move forward. And
Love
so
that.
even just by talking about it, you look at all of the layers.
Yeah, absolutely. I also found EFT just is really calming to do, right? It's it almost takes you out of your spiral, your anxiety spiral.
It totally does. It's partly the tapping itself, but I mean, even as you can tell, I'm a fast talker. And I think a lot of us are, especially you New York people, right?
Yep.
And even just the way EFT forces you to say one phrase at a time, I swear, it's just really calming.
It is very, very calming. When you work with people, do you have, is it one time, do you have packages? How would people work with you?
All of the above. So I do kind of a la carte tapping because, and you probably know this about tapping too, sometimes you do it once and you almost forgot that you ever had an issue. You're like, wait, what was I upset about? But sometimes what happens is you uncover a different layer of the onion that you then want to tap on and you're like, whoa, what's up with that? It's the last 5 seconds of a meeting, there's the aha. And so I do also do packages.
Great.
So it can go either way. I also do groups where tapping in a group can be really, really powerful.
Yeah.
And so I do relationship coaching and tapping groups so that we're learning the communication tools.
Right.
But we're also clearing some of the cobwebs underlying. I mean, I've worked with so many people who are like, yeah, it would have been great if I had said that in the heat of the moment. But when I'm in the heat of the moment, no way. But yes, there is a way. That's what
Interesting.
tapping is really great for.
I love it. I love it. So, of course, you can go find Lizzy over at Fresh Starts and the Expert Guide because she is one of our amazing Fresh Starts experts. Before we let you go, Lizzy, if somebody's listening to this going through a divorce or considering a divorce, which they probably are because it's a divorce podcast, what advice would you leave them with today to help encourage them?
That I think mixed feelings don't cancel each other out. And what I mean by that is, yeah, you're probably feeling the entire range. You're feeling grief and gratitude. You're feeling excitement. You're feeling guilty. You're feeling like putting yourself first. And all of those feelings seem to contradict themselves. But one thing I know from this work is that there is absolutely space for all of them.
I love that. I love that. There is space for all of the feelings. Thank you so much, Lizzy, for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
Divorce Happens is produced by Fresh Starts Registry, the only divorce registry platform for everything you need to begin again, including home items, hype team, and everything in between. Remember, divorce happens, and then we start fresh. We're here to support you before, during, and after divorce. Head to freshstartsregistry.com for more info.